What's going on, everybody? No Elite here, and welcome back to another Q&A video. Welcome to the new studio. That's right, guys, it is finally done, and we finally have a legitimate background to look at behind us now instead of being in the room. There still is a bit of an echo because at the moment there is no furniture in here pretty much whatsoever. So for this first episode, you guys are going to have to deal with a little bit of an echo. So like I said, deal with it. Let's put a cat meme up there. Okay, anyways, so not much updates this week. I do have a montage coming out tomorrow that you guys should see, and Cedar Creek is well underway with their second Airsoft field. It's more of a CQB thing. CQB actually ties in pretty good with one of our video topics today. So that being said, let's hop on into your guys' questions, and as always, if you have any questions, do list them down in the comment section. It makes these videos a lot more interesting for me and you guys. So here we go. So the first question or questions comes from Enhavisis. He is back. So the first question he has for us, and this is a controversial one for me. I don't think many people have really taken this in at the moment, but I have a different take on this than most people. So the first one is, what are your impressions of the new AA12? And he's referring to the new Tokyo Marui shotgun that just came out. And for those of you who don't know, it's a fully automatic 3-round burst, no, not burst, but shotgun. So it shoots 3 BBs at a time, 3 different inner barrels, and it's a fully automatic shotgun. Now this is cool on its own. The gun itself is, it's made pretty much entirely out of plastic, and then it shoots the high 200 FPS because it is that Japanese made gun where they have very low FPS ratings there because they're restricted by their government and whatnot. But anyways, so I have a big problem with this, and it just might be enough to ruin Airsoft. Now I'm not saying it's going to, but there's a big problem, and this is with the rapid advance in Speedsoft. So for those of you who don't know what Speedsoft is, it's pretty much like running. Imagine, now I'm not saying everyone's like this that plays Speedsoft. I've seen some videos that go out there and they're actually pretty cool Speedsoft videos where they're not like this, but the majority of people that play Speedsoft run around corners extremely fast, they're sliding and all that stuff, that's fine, but there is massive overshooting and way too up close when you're shooting someone, and this is a huge no-no for Airsoft. I'm talking about shooting people 5 feet away, even with a just 300 FPS gun, or 350 I should say, that's still going to leave a pretty good sting, and most Speedsofters guns shoot in the high 20 rounds per second, which can leave some pretty substantial welts the next day if you get lit up by one of these guys. So my envisionment, pretty much what's going to happen here, and I'm thinking the low FPS might counteract this, but if you take into account that this new shotgun shoots 10 bursts a second, so that's 10 shots a second, and each shot delivers 3 BBs, that's 30 rounds a second. Now if you can imagine getting lit up with 30 rounds in 1 second, can you imagine the overshooting that's going to happen with this? It's not going to be good. Now I'm not saying this will happen, but there's a good chance there's going to be some problems with this. So I'm not blaming Tokyo Marui for making this thing. I mean, it's a cool idea, but I just see some problems down the line with this. So the next question comes from also Enhavisis. He asks, have you heard of the Massachusetts bill? And yes, I have. This is a huge problem. And for those of you who don't know, let me just give a real quick summary of this thing. Now, I'm not an expert. I haven't read the entire bill. I didn't go to the hearings on it or anything, but pretty much what it is, it's not just the tape on your guns like California has made their people do. This bill ruins airsoft. Now, the way it does this, pretty much, you know, it's additional coloring things. You need to have as well as all the tapings that California is making their citizens do, you need to put a strip of some colored tape down the side of the gun, as well as putting a plug, a permanent fixed plug in the end of the barrel. Now, obviously, you cannot use a gun that has a plug in the end of the barrel. It's just not going to work. This bill will completely kill airsoft in Massachusetts. And, you know, if you have any respect for the sport, you don't want other people having to deal with this. There is a petition out there that's getting signatures to completely kill this bill. You can go to Cedar Creek Airsoft's Facebook, and they have the link to where you can sign this petition. You do have to be 18 years or older, and that is an actual rule. It's not like on Google or something where you can just click a bubble. You actually need to be 18 years or older to sign this thing. But if you are, definitely go and sign this petition off, because this bill absolutely needs to be killed completely. So, the last question, timed out there. Okay, let me go back to the questions. Okay, the last question from Nanahan says, how's the snow? The snow is gone. The recent video I just put up, the Airsoft Super Bowl, there was a little bit of the snow left in that one. But ever since then, the snow is gone. It was here for a little bit, though. We did make a little snowboard jump out in the front yard, and we had some fun 180s up there, stuff like that. So the snow was pretty fun for a while, but it actually went away pretty quick. Okay, so the next question, actually, you know what? Let me go to the comment first. So this comes from, let's see, what's his name? McCade Barnes. He says, he actually commented on 2 of these videos, so he really wants me to do this. Okay, he said, do an A&K SAW MK2 review. Okay, I have one problem with this. I will do it, but I have one problem with this. I don't have A&K MK SAW 2, whatever it's called. I just don't have it. I will do this thing that I'm going to call a cyber review, though, and I will gather other people's reviews of it and smash them all into one video and give you guys the best pros and cons of this gun. I think it's going to be pretty cool. So keep your eyes out for an A&K MK2 SAW review. Alright, so I figured we'd leave this episode off on a positive note, because so far it's been down in the dumps, and you don't want that on our Monday. So here is the last question. This one comes from Nick Roberts. I completely butchered your last name, I'm sorry. He says, hey Noble, I have, well, not very serious question, but if you were in an airsoft match with one of these 2 people as your sidekick, who would it be and why? Alright, here's my 2 choices. We have James Bond and Jason Bourne. Okay. I think I did. You know, this is actually kind of sad, but I'm going to admit it. I had to do research on this one, because I'm not into the whole big spy movies and stuff like that. So I did go and do my research, and I have come to a conclusion. And it kind of finalized my conclusion this morning when I was scrolling through my news on my phone, and I saw his name pop up. So, let's go with, what's his face? James Bond first. Okay, from what I understood, James Bond is good, but Jason Bourne is a little bit better. And I read an entire list on like the pros and cons of each, and to me it seemed like if I was in a real life situation, then James Bond, he would be your guy. But in an airsoft match, Jason Bourne has a little bit better shooting than James Bond. So in an airsoft match, you'd want Jason Bourne to go with you, because he can pop those headshots. So that's going to be it for me today, guys. Again, sorry for this echo. Yeah, sorry for that. I hope you guys like the new background. I really like it. It's very nice. I'll give you guys a new studio tour when everything gets completely finalized. That's pretty much it for me today. Again, if you have any questions, leave them down in the comment section. It's always a big help for me and you guys. You guys get more entertaining stuff. So, that's it for me today, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.